primary problem that I was trying to resolve with this program was we had a really bad experience with mold. So we all had biotoxic mold illness, which was causing health issues. It affects your brain the way that you think. So it was affecting my baby, who's now 2, who's in the program. He was in constant flight or flight. So he's very, very uncontrollable. And the last straw for me before I knew I was going to do this program was he was standing on the back of the couch, and I said, no, I saw what was going to happen. And he was just, I knew him, and he went flying to reach for something and flew on his head, and we landed up in the ER because he flew off the back of the couch. And this was from inflammation from the mold. But I knew that the wiring had gone wrong in his brain, and Danny and Alma had met them, and they had told me about this. And I knew that this was going to be part of our healing, and I didn't realize how much a part of our healing at the time. But that's where it started, and I thought it was about my son. I didn't realize how much it could help me as well.
Good, okay, excellent. What were you hesitant about before you pulled the trigger to sign up for the program?
Well, my only hesitation was being ready in our healing path. I wanted to get the mold out and be in a state where my son could be calmed down, his nervous system could be calmed down, his brain could be healed. So that was my first hesitation. My second hesitation was I have 3 stepkids and a husband, and I wanted all of us to be able to do it together. But since my stepkids are on a different schedule and it's every other week, I kept delaying for them and wanting them to be here, and they couldn't, and it was they had school. So I kept delaying, and finally I was like, no more. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it with the people that are available, and we're going to heal, and by us healing, we're going to help them.
And did that happen?
Yes, it's starting to happen. We're starting to share what we've learned. They're starting to get on the floor and do the exercises and rewire. So yes, it is spilling over. It's taken a few weeks for us to get confident enough to teach them, but it is starting to happen. So it's really good.
Good. That's exciting. What made you decide to finally pull the trigger? Like, you had some hesitations. What was it that was the deciding point? Like, I'm just going to do this.
Honestly, Danny had texted me and asked me a question about mold remediation, and I was like, this is a sign. I need to do it. We're coming Thursday. We're coming whatever the next available date was, and I was like, we're starting. This is it. We're doing it. I wasn't actually ready. There was no, it wasn't different than the last week, I had just kind of been putting it off for a few months when I knew it was available, because I knew it was a commitment every week for several weeks, and I was like, oh, we'll do it then. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it now. So I did it.
Got it. Did you, once you started doing it, how'd you feel about, like, I should have done it sooner, or how did that go?
Yeah, I'm still glad that I waited until the mold was cleared out, so my son was in a space to be able to receive this kind of healing, and that I was in the space to receive this kind of healing, where our immune system wasn't constantly being provoked, and we could heal these layers. So a couple months, I wish I had done it as soon as the mold had been cleared out, but it was only a couple months. So the timing wasn't that off.
Good.
It had been on my list, my radar, for a while.
Good. Okay. Let's talk about your favorite part of the program.
Or parts.
Yeah, part or parts. What was your favorite part or parts of the program?
My favorite part of the program for my son has been the creeping, because that has completely got him out of fight or flight. He's a different child. He's very calm. He listens. He is who he truly was. I knew who he was from when he was a baby, but then he got highly inflamed and highly reactive and just kind of uncontrollable. Didn't listen, but I knew that wasn't who he was. So the creeping and the crawling for my son has brought him way down. He's a wonderful boy. Used to be a fight every time we had to put him in the car seat. It was always an issue. He was just unagreeable. And now he's rational, agreeable, and if he is having a little 2-year-old moment, we can get him right out of that, get him on the floor, creeping, use the lessons that we've learned, and he's instantly better. It's miraculous for my son. And then for me, my favorite part has been the rewires, because I've been able to implant quickly and effectively ideas and programs that I want to run my life on. I can easily have an idea. For instance, I have this ongoing narrative in my head because of the mold that I am not healthy. Something's wrong with me, something's wrong with my son, because we've had all these health issues. So I've implanted some ideas about health that have manifested in real life. And just by shifting my subconscious mind, it's showing up in real life. And if it's not showing up in real life, the first thing I notice is that when I'm having these crazy thoughts about not being healthy and this and that, and it's spinning out of control, my brain will jump in and go, no, you're healthy. That can't be. So it's like I have this defense mechanism in my own brain against myself. And so as that's coming in more and more, it's shifting. It's not even happening anymore. But instantly, within 24 hours, 48 hours of reprogramming my brain, that I started to fix my own brain from inside. It's the craziest thing I've ever experienced.
Nice.
That was terrific.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's very.
It actually is very exciting. I mean, how many programs? I've done so many programs. I've done affirmations. I've done tapping. I've done everything. When I said I'm mom extraordinaire, I've been on a healing path for so long. There is nothing like this. There is absolutely nothing like this, where you can say, I want to be healthier. I want to be happy. I want to be happy. I want to be peaceful. Anything that comes to my mind when I ask myself what I want, anything that comes to me, I know I need it, I just plug it in there. And it shifts. It shifts your whole life. And it's incredible. And it starts slowly. And my brain will start slowly. It'll start peeping in at me. No, you're healthy. No, you're happy. It just kind of redirects me, but it shows up in my dreams. I have dreams of what I programmed in, like health, the things that I worry about in real life for health reasons, show up in my dreams healed. And then when I check them, like I check myself in real life, they come back. Like I had this thing about my nails. I didn't have the moons on my nails. And I worried about it because it can mean thyroid, it can mean B12, it can mean iron. And so in my dreams, I have my moons back. And now my moons are coming back.
Wow.
So.
You were worried about doing this, huh?
I honestly was never worried about doing this program because this is right on track with my thinking and what.
I mean, you were worried about doing this in front of the camera, and you were just awesome.
Oh.
That was just awesome.
Oops, I forgot to turn it on. Here, let's start this up now. Okay, so let's you know what? Here's a good question because I think there might be something here for you. What happened in the program that you didn't expect?
Oh, shifts. The shifts in myself have been extraordinary. I was hoping to calm my son's fight or flight and get that under control and get his behavior rewired. And I was pretty convinced the program could do that. I did not realize how fast and how massive the shift would be. I didn't realize it would be weeks. He would be completely regulated. His behavior, his energy, just more contained, not all over the place. Fantastic. But the shift that I wasn't expecting was in myself.
And what shifts particularly in yourself?
Well, I think that I was running my life based on preconceived notions that I had from childhood or from being in the uterus. I don't know where I got these ideas, but they were not serving me. So being able to override that with things I actually want, like I want to be happy. I am happy. I am enough. I love myself. Things that should be basic for everybody that I assumed I was operating under these belief systems, I wasn't. And just trusting and implanting and working on these things, it's now become a spiral effect. So I started it, and now it's like it has a life of its own. It's showing up in my dreams. It's showing up in my relationships. It's showing up in my thought patterns. It's showing up in the things I care about. My intuition has gone off the charts. So I think that things like my nails, my moon's coming back is because I'm more in tune with what my body, which supplement would be good for my body, because I've been working on my intuition. So I think I'm just getting more aligned with what is good for me and for my son. So we've seen all kinds of shifts from health and mainly thinking, like how I'm processing what's going on. It doesn't have to be the end of the world. It can be a positive thing. Even if it seems negative, it's probably working out for my best interest. And I've been able to shift the way that I see problems, so then the problems themselves shift.
Wow, good stuff.
That's terrific.
I think you've talked a lot about your results. How is life better now? How would you describe life before, and draw a contrast between this is what it was like now, this is how it's better now?
Oh, wow. Well, my son was crazy before. He was very hyperactive. We would call it maybe ADD if someone was going to diagnose it, just very wild.
Spazzing out?
Yes, couldn't go to the grocery store, would just be running around the aisles, jumping headfirst off the couch, never getting in the car seat, I would say very hyperactive ADD would be what somebody from the outside would see. But what I saw was a brain that had been on fire from mold. So he had chronic inflammatory response syndrome from mold. He was intolerant to tons of foods, and his brain was just highly reactive, so he couldn't calm down. I never thought it was his fault, but this has changed him in 1 week. 1 week of following the protocol, and he was better. I mean, is that even possible? It's crazy, but it's possible. I took him away from his chiropractor's office for 5 weeks while we were doing the program, and I was curious to see the shift. And my chiropractor's now going to work with Alma for their family's issues, because the shift is incredible. He walks in like a normal kid now, gets on the table. He was screaming and crying and running around and out of control. So it's undeniable. And that obviously affects my life. If my son is more regulated and calmer and happier, it makes the dynamic more peaceful. But in myself, just not being able to freak out over every little thing, expecting the world to come crashing down like it was when I was in mold and we were sick and things were getting worse. Now I can think about things how they actually are in my reality, which is they're okay. Everybody's healing. Everything's going to be okay. I can see that now, and that's the mirror. It's like the glass I used to look through, maybe like a brown glass, and now it's like a rose-colored glass. It's going to be all right, and I can see the positive side and the upside of things, whereas before, everything was always falling apart to me. I was just ready for the world to crumble. This one bad thing meant everything was going to spiral out of control, and now it's just gone.
Awesome. So it changed your expectations a lot, huh?
That's a good way to put it. It's changed my expectations of what things mean. So I'm not expecting things to go bad just because one little thing happened. I expect that it's all working out for my best interest. It's here to teach me something. I'm growing from this. It's part of the process of healing. I'm just able to, it's not even a process of having to flip it anymore. Trying, it's gone. I don't have to try. My expectation is that it's going to be okay and that it's all working out. And that's a drastic shift.
Wow, that's huge.
It's huge.
That probably gives you a lot more peace of mind, huh?
Yes, I would definitely say doing this program has brought a lot of peace into my life, into my heart. It's brought a lot of calm and a lot of happiness.
That's great. Let's talk about a recommendation. What would you say to somebody that you would recommend this to?
I recommend this program all the time, probably 5 times a day, because when you look at someone else, it's easy for us to see other people's limiting beliefs. That's low self-esteem, that's this. And I'm like, this isn't you. You don't have to live like this. You can change your thoughts instantly. You can change in 3 minutes. You can change your thoughts. You can change your life. And people are trying different methods like tapping and affirmations and trying and seeing no results. And I know because I was one of those people that was always trying new things. And I thought this would be good. Like, those other things are good. They're just not fantastic. That's what I wanted. I mean, that's what I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting fantastic, drastic, noticeable shifts in your life now. I thought it was going to be more over time. Leo would heal. Over time, I would heal. No, it's phenomenally fast, and that was probably the most unexpected thing for me.
Wow. Yeah, it's amazing how quickly it happens. Personal development. We've talked about this several times. It takes a long time, personal development, and then when you get through personal development, you get what I've talked to Alma about this. You realize you get really good at working around your problems, but never getting through them. And this stuff is goes right to the core and does it in a few minutes.
It really is. I think everybody should do it. I truly do. And I tell people all the time, it's easy and it's fast and it's effective and it changes you. It changes. I have little neurons in my brain now that talk to me, that override my bad programming, my obsessive thinking, my worries. They override it, and it's slowly every day coming in more and more. So that's the baseline now, is becoming the new thoughts that I want. And I program them in my brain, so I know what I want. And I'm like, this is crazy. My brain is like, oh, no, you're not going to go there again. We're not going down that path. This is what we are. We are happy. We are healthy. We are whatever you want to be. It's so powerful.